We've all had teachers that we know that use different teaching methods or strategies to see which ones work best, not only for themselves but for their students as well. My name is Chris Watson, and I want to present to you the strategy of think, pair, share. During this presentation, I will inform you what think, pair, share is, why it is effective, the connected learning theory, as well as how it can help students get with disabilities. What is think, pair, share? According to the readingrockets.org, think, pair, share is a collaborative learning strategy where students work together to solve a problem or answer a question about an assigned reading. Why is this strategy or teaching method effective? Students not only have to think, which they think about these different topics or scenarios or even questions that teachers may approach them with on their own, or these readings they have to think about on their own. So that is really how the students think, and then it helps broaden their minds as well. The pairing part of think, pair, share is students pair up and discuss the same topic. So that is also another form of their thinking, where they're sharing their ideas not only with their group, but then eventually with the class as well. So yeah, they share ideas, which also builds their communication skills, because they not only have to talk to the people that are in their group, but they also have to talk to the different people outside of their group and the whole class as well. And with attention, it also helps them focus on reading when they do have to keep their attention on reading, because they know they will have to talk about something after the fact, so that'll bring them more attentive, as well as paying attention when different other groups are presenting or working, like telling what their group thought about certain topics, because they will want to know or kind of see like how it was from a different perspective, or how someone else sees it as well. Now, the learning theory that is connected to think, pair, share is the social constructivist learning theory. Social constructivism is a learning theory propounded by Lev Vygotsky in 1968. What this theory states is that language and culture are the frameworks through which human experience communicate and understand reality. This was stated by the British Journal of Education. And the way to kind of express the learning theory is 70-20-10. What this means is 70% of what happens if learning is that people learn through what is happening through other people, with pretty much engaging through other people, which is like work, socializing, different social media, or anything like that. We may not think of it as learning, but we are learning different things, even if we're learning to necessarily talk a different way or say things a different way, or even learning to eat different foods or try different foods. 20% comes from mentoring and coaching, so your manager or your supervisor or your coach, someone that has been in your position, or someone that knows what your goals or what you're trying to get to, so they can help you learn and help you know what you need to know, because they, like I said, they've been through that situation, or they know someone that at least has been through that situation that has told them. And 10% is a result of formal classes. So for example, the lectures that we have now in classes, which I feel like that should be kind of a little bit more, because not only do we learn a lot, we learn I think we learn quite a bit in our lecture classes. So I feel like it should be more than 10%. However, I definitely agree with the 70 and 20 as well, just because not only have I learned a lot of like life and lessons from my mentors, but I've also learned a lot from just like social media and being around people and hanging around people, whether it's what different foods that people like or different reasons why people do different things. So that is also a part of learning, even though we don't realize The 70-20-10 was stated by Lombard and Ettinger in 1996. Now, how can Think, Pair, Share help students with a disability? SPED or ELL reading strategy states that this is good for ELL students because each step is not only explained but is explicitly demonstrated. And if you're not for sure, ELL is the English language learner. Now, this is very good because even not necessarily for your students with a disability, but even your students that learn different, that necessarily need everything explained or slowed down or demonstrated to them. Or you even have some learners that aren't just the best when it comes to being taught, but they learn through doing. So Think, Pair, Share, the student does a lot, so that's what helps that student learn. A way to implement Think, Pair, Share is ask your class a question and give them time to think about it on their own, like so you have the thinking portion of it. And then after they have that time, put them together in a group so they can share amongst each other, so they can share amongst each other before they share to the entire class. And you'll notice how this method can come effective. Sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not work. However, anything is worth a try just to see how your students react to it. And this is also, like I said, this is just a way to implement it, or you can even do it through reading as well. With that being said, I have now informed you on what Think, Pair, Share is, the learning theory behind Think, Pair, Share, a way that you could possibly implement it in your classroom, and also how it can help students with a disability. And the most important one is why is Think, Pair, Share so effective? Because I've not only growing up in a classroom and being in school, not only have I used Think, Pair, Share, but I've also seen other teachers use it as well. Now, with that being said, I do encourage you to at least try to implement Think, Pair, Share in your classroom because it is very effective, and it gets you more involved with your students, and it makes your students I feel like discussion-based ideas or things like that where they can discuss amongst each other really helps, and you kind of see what they're thinking and see what different things you need to work on versus what things you don't need to work on. But with that being said, thank you for listening.